a few leaders from the Giving Tuesday movement who are using this day intentionally to inspire generosity from their respective communities. Today, we're talking about elevating, amplifying, and advocating for the things that you care about by giving voice to the cause. I'm excited to have Shantaa, Jennifer, and Andrea here with me today to talk about how you can do this. We'll start with introductions and then we'll get into questions. Shantaa, would you like to start us off with the name of your campaign, location, and how people use voice?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Victoria. And hi, everyone. My name is Shantaa, and I'm a BME Community Vanguard, and I'm here celebrating our national campaign, Build Love Together, which was started by BME Community, and we're a network of incredible Black innovators and leaders and champions who are dedicated to helping communities across the country fulfill the aspirations of all people. We believe everyone has a voice and can be a builder in their community. And so our campaign, Build Love Together, is where we're supporting Black-led charities and equity initiatives across America, where folks like you, as well as many others, get to work together to fulfill Black people's and all people's hopes to live, own, vote, and excel, which, as you can see, spells love. And for this Giving Tuesday, we hope you'll join us in sharing incredible builders and the stories you admire about them as you support their impactful work during this season.
Thank you, Shantaa. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Beidel, and I am with Give for DV. Give for DV is a national cause-based campaign, and we bring together domestic violence coalitions, direct service organizations, communities, and individuals, and we raise awareness. We increase our volunteer efforts and our donation efforts, and we deepen community engagement. Now, in 2021, Give for DV made a decision to join together with October's Domestic Violence Awareness Month and our Everyone Knows Someone campaign. And by together joining these efforts, our goal was really to start a national coordinated conversation around domestic violence and how everyone can contribute to changing the narrative about this overshadowed but really critical topic of conversation. And by normalizing that conversation around healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships, we can do more together to put a permanent end to domestic violence. So we just amplify our voices, elevate our work, we advocate together to bring lasting change to end violence and oppression.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And then Andrea, welcome.
Well, thank you. Happy Giving Tuesday, everybody. All the excitement of the year is here. My name is Andrea Welsh. My day job is I'm the executive director for the Children's Museum of Fond du Lac. But today I'm talking to you about our Together Fond du Lac Giving Tuesday campaign, and really happy to be here. One of the things that has really resonated with our community is that everyone has something that they can give, whether it's time, talent, or treasure. Everyone has something to give. And through giving, we not only serve others, but we also benefit from that. We benefit our hearts and our connectedness and coming together. Mental health is a huge priority in our community, mental health and mental wellness, not only of adults, but also of children, their social and emotional health. We in Fond du Lac, like so many others around the country, have seen a rise in people struggling with anxiety, depression, and other mental health concerns. And so we're looking at our Together Fond du Lac campaign this year is really an opportunity to just invite the community into this amazing culture of philanthropy that Giving Tuesday so greatly represents across the world. So we are from a small community in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, Together Fond du Lac, but just grateful to be part of this larger global campaign that just inspires people to give and do it for so many wonderful reasons. Give time, talent, and treasure.
Love it. Thank you so much for being here with us, Andrea.
Thank
So
you.
we'll jump into questions. So my first question for all of you is, outside of donating, which is a common way of giving, I think it's something people automatically jump to as a way to give, we can give our voice. So Jennifer, I'll have you start. What can people do year round to use their voice?
So voice is so important in our work because domestic violence thrives in silence. And the more that we can talk about it with our friends, with our family, maybe at work, on social media, in our online communities, the more that we can really chip away at the stigma and the isolation that survivors too often feel. Give for DV and Everyone Knows Someone really is about spreading the hope that when we join together as a community and we stand behind survivors, we can help them to know that they are not alone and that help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's really important for me to share our national hotline number, which is 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. Or someone that needs help can text START to 8878. So just by talking about it, we really can normalize that conversation and to help people know they're not alone.
Thank you so much for that and for sharing the number and the text number. That's super important and something everyone should know. Andrea, we'll jump over to you. I know your community is doing something new this year around sharing voice.
Yeah, giving voice. Well, one of the things that we've recognized, and although we did recognize before the pandemic, we realize it's so much more today, is how important it is for the nonprofit community to work together. We are in service to our community. We have over 100 and, roughly over 100,000 people in our community and almost 300 nonprofits. The different ways that we can support and work together so that the people in our community find no wrong doors. So wherever they enter into a nonprofit, they're able to find the support that they need and be a part of the healing community. So together, our nonprofits, we heal, we feed, we serve in so many different ways. And we all have different connections to the people in our community. And so we're really working in just to welcome the community in, whether they need service or they want to help give service, to welcome them in and show them there is no wrong door. We are in this together. We are serving together. And just to let everybody know, we're here for them.
Fantastic. And Shantae.
Yeah, definitely agree here. And at Be Me Community, we believe doing good and investing in our communities can be easy, fun, and something that anyone can do. So we absolutely love seeing our communities talk about just everyday people doing meaningful work, whether it's about the time or the talent, like Andrea was mentioning before. So whether it's local wellness events or helping folks with financial literacy, we believe the stories that we share about each other and how we see each other are really important. And especially as a nonprofit, we also really appreciate when folks are out cheering us on in the communities during wonderful initiatives like Giving Tuesday. So throughout this November, anyone can share in person or on social media why they enjoy supporting impactful campaigns like the one you see here. And this word of mouth really helps to raise awareness so that we can continue to pour love into our communities. So we definitely hope you got to check out all of our various campaigns. And as I mentioned with Be Me Community, we're excited to just keep supporting different Black-led charities. And we hope that folks get a chance to even pick a love initiative of their choice to support.
Awesome. My next question for all of you has to deal with when people use their voice. So I know I've, shared something on social media, and as someone who's done that, it kind of feels like that's the end and you don't get to see what happens as what you've shared kind of gathers steam and impacts the nonprofits, the community members. So that is what my next question is about. And that is, has your organization or campaign had a win because someone was able and willing to use their voice? And so, Andrea, I will send that question over to you first.
Oh, I love this thought. One of the things we have really been encouraging our partners to do, our partners in the Together Fond Du Lac campaign, is to share a story from another nonprofit. Use your social media channels to share a story. And you mentioned Fond du Lac literacy, or you mentioned a literacy services before. We have a great Fond du Lac literacy program in our community, and we've recently shared a story about them so that the 900 member families that we see all the time can be connected with that. And if anything, feel even greater about our community, maybe even be connected to those services. So either way, it's a win-win. So one of our greatest wins this year is we've had more of our community leaders come to the table with Together Fond du Lac. And we have had whether it's just new leaders or new ideas or finding the time to do it. We've had leaders come together from all sorts of organizations, from our Association of Commerce, which we call Envision, to our foundation, to our United Way, to our Sophia Partners, which is a servant leadership organization, coming together and just sharing and inviting people to the table. And so what's happening is our voices are getting stronger. And in doing so, we're serving more people and we're making more meaningful connections. We recently welcomed in a family from one of the homeless shelters, all because of our partnership. So we made that connection with the trusted advisor. And I had the advisor from the homeless shelter just say to me how much the family is enjoying their time at the museum. I mean, how great is that, right? So it's how we bring our voices together. We're not doing this alone as nonprofits, and certainly we can't do it without the support of our donors and our volunteers. So it's all that togetherness and amplifying those voices, just like anything. It makes the party more fun to join, right? So let's get involved. And so that's some of the wins that we've had this year, and we really look forward to next year. We recently were connected with Theresa Lee. She's a Giving Tuesday community campaign leader, New Bern campaign, I believe it was, Victoria?
Yes, in North Carolina.
In North Carolina. And just because we all come together and we're amplifying our voices and we're learning from one another, she's inspired our community in a whole new way. So we're looking at a new event for next year. So all of this is just surrounds the concept of bringing more people to the table. And rising tides float all boats. That's what we learned from Giving Tuesday. Celeste has always shared that one with us. And we can't serve on our own. We need to do this in partnership and together. So that's some of the exciting wins we've had this year.
Thank you so much for sharing all of those. That was fantastic. Jennifer, over in the DV area, what wins have you had from sharing voice?
Well, just like Andrea said, it's individuals and it's community volunteers coming together that just make such an important difference in the work that we do. And I'm sure, like everyone here today, everyone listening, that we've had the privilege to work with some pretty amazing people. Also, as Andrea shared, stories make such a difference. When a survivor shares their story, it can be life-changing for somebody that is in an abusive relationship, because they get the opportunity to hear that there's hope, that there's a chance tomorrow for stability and for safety that maybe they aren't experiencing right now. One of the really great wins that I'd like to share actually comes from an incredible loss. And I want to give a really specific example of something that happened in my own community. Very sadly, a woman lost her life to domestic violence at the hands of her abuser just a few years ago. And at the height of their grief, her loved ones, her friends, and her family came together, and they put together a dog walk to remember her and to raise awareness. And that's something that's become an annual event. And it's really a pleasure to take part in that. But what's just so incredible about it is that when they were hurting so deeply, everyone came together and they put aside their pain and they put aside their anger, and they did that just to raise awareness so that there's hope, that hopefully no one would ever have to experience the kind of pain and heartache that they were facing, to also know that there is hope that it doesn't have to be that way. So, that's an incredible win for all of us when people can put aside their own hurt and their own differences and just come together to help and to share. So thanks for asking that question. It's such a great one.
Thank you so much. And that reminds me of a very similar situation where I live, and there's a big awareness car show now in memory of the woman that lost her life. And Yes, it is. Raising awareness that way out of pain and grief and providing that hope is so important. Thank you for sharing that. And Shantae.
Yeah, I mean, I love everything that you all are saying about these just everyday events that, get started out of meaningful moments. And we refer to folks who launch those things as everyday builders. And so as a Be Me Vanguard, I'm just amazed by how many folks are constantly rallying around and supporting the everyday builder for both local and national love initiatives that we care about. So for example, during the height of the pandemic, we had a Be Me Vanguard, Dr. Armand Henderson, and he's out in Dade County, Florida. And he wanted to ensure that we supported and protected people who were experiencing homelessness during that time, right? So like really thinking about how we can just get up and start figuring out some of these causes for a situation we weren't even expecting. And then we also have Dr. Yolandra Hancock and Dr. Damian Myers out in the Maryland, Baltimore area. And they're building these vibrant communities around health, one of which supporting groups like New Mothers, as well as starting this incredible program for Black middle school students who are aspiring to be medical professionals. And then we have out in Pittsburgh, Evan Frazier, who created the first Advanced Leadership Institute at Carnegie Mellon, which is helping to break glass ceilings for Black and Brown executive leaders wanting to have that experience. So giving voice is just so important. And there's so many people, again, everyday builders on the ground doing the work. And at Be Me Community, we're just excited to give voice to all of these incredible aspirations that often don't get a chance to shine or go often unfunded. So we started the Black Love Fund as a way to help these remarkable leaders across the nation launch impactful, life-changing initiatives that are, again, helping all people live, own, vote, and excel in their local communities. And so that's really like giving a voice is really how we even started the buildlovetogether.org campaign. We're excited for those stories to be heard. We are excited for those stories to be supported. And we believe that together, that's how we actually build more caring and prosperous communities, right? That can actually support equity at all levels without stigma. And so, yes, we're excited for Giving Tuesday for everyone to use their voice and to help bring incredible light and support for our local everyday builders.
Wow, you three are incredible. Thank you so much for spending some time with me on this very busy Giving Tuesday. We'll be dedicating the next hour of our social channels to giving voice. So if you're looking for additional ways that you can use your voice for good, be sure to check out our future posts and have a great Giving Tuesday. Bye.
Love it, everyone.